My name is Martha Reeves. I am 35 years old, and I am a paediatric nurse at the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne. I spend my days caring for sick kids, steadying terrified parents, and doing everything I can to keep little hearts beating. I never imagined I would need to save my own life, but one Tuesday night in March, I learned the hard way that sometimes the most dangerous thing in your world is the people you trust the most. Tuesday evening. At exactly 6 p.m, my younger sister Eliza texted me, "Martha, please do not come over tonight. I am not feeling well. Rain check." We had standing Tuesday dinners. We had done them for 3 years, ever since Eliza's divorce. I had been the good older sister, the consistent one, the one who showed up with food, patience, and a listening ear. So I texted back, "You okay? Want me to bring soup?" Eliza replied, No thanks, just need rest, love you." Something felt off. Eliza never turned down my help. Not like that. I mentioned it to my husband Richard over dinner. Eliza cancelled. She says she's unwell, it just feels weird. Richard shrugged, casual, almost bored. Maybe she just needs space. You can be a little overbearing sometimes. Overbearing? I stared at him. I am supportive. She is my sister. "I know, babe," he said, softening his tone. "I am just saying, maybe let her breathe." Richard was 40, a commercial real estate agent, charming in public, controlled at home. We had been married 9 years. We had been trying for a baby for 2 years with no success. I told myself Richard was right, that I was anxious because of fertility stress. But the feeling would not leave. To go anyway, not to argue, not to confront. Just to check on her. I bought Eliza her favourite ice cream and drove to her apartment in the inner city. It was raining, the kind of cold, steady Melbourne rain that makes the streetlights blur and the tram lines shine. Eliza had given me a key for emergencies. I used it. I opened the door quietly, thinking she might be asleep. The apartment was dark except for a strip of warm light coming from her bedroom. And then I heard voices. Giggling. Whispering. My stomach dropped so hard it felt physical. I walked toward the bedroom. The door was half open. And I saw them. My husband, shirtless, Eliza, my sister in her bra. Richard had his hands on her waist, pulling her close, kissing her neck. Eliza was laughing. I heard Richard murmur, "We have to be quiet. What if Martha..." I pushed the door open. What if Martha what? They jumped apart like teenagers caught by their parents. Richard went white. "Martha, what are you doing here?" I could hear my own voice, sharp and steady, like I was charting a patient. "What am I doing here? What are you doing here?" Eliza grabbed a robe with shaking hands. "Martha, I can explain." "Explain," I said. "Explain. You are sleeping with my husband." Eliza tried the oldest line in history. "It is not what it looks like." I stared at the scene, at the scattered clothes, at the bed, at Richard's bare chest. He's shirtless, you are half naked. What else could it possibly look like? Richard grabbed his shirt. "Martha, calm down." "Do not you dare tell me to calm down." I pulled out my phone and started taking pictures. Both of them. The room, the evidence. Eliza lunged for my phone. "What are you doing?" I stepped back. "Documenting for the divorce lawyer." Richard's face shifted. "Divorce? Martha, please, let's talk." "How long?" I demanded. "How long has this been going on?" Silence. "How long?" Richard looked at the floor. 6 months. 6 months. Half a year. While I had been having Tuesday dinners with Eliza, while I had confided in her about fertility treatments, about how distant Richard had been, about everything, and she had been sleeping with him the entire time. "Get out," I said to Richard. "Martha, get out of my sister's apartment. Go home, pack your things." "You have 1 hour before I change the locks." Richard scoffed. trying for authority. "You cannot kick me out of my own house." "Actually, I can," I said. "The house is in my name only, my parents' wedding gift to me. You just live there, and as of right now, you do not." I turned to Eliza. "And you? You are dead to me. You are not my sister. You are nothing," Eliza cried. Richard froze. I did not stay to watch them scramble. I walked out, got in my car, and drove home in the rain with my hands shaking on the wheel. Richard arrived 20 minutes later. I was already packing his clothes. "Martha, we need to talk." "No, we do not." "You have 1 hour to take what you need. Everything else gets donated." "You are being irrational," he snapped. "Irrational," I said. "I caught you with my sister in her bedroom, half naked. That is not irrational. That is justified rage." "It was a mistake," he said. "6 months is not a mistake," I said. "It is a pattern." He tried to argue. I called the police. When they arrived, they confirmed the house was in my name and escorted Richard out. The moment the door closed, I collapsed on the kitchen floor and sobbed until my throat hurt. My husband and my sister. Gone. And then something else surfaced. A colder thought. Because I had been suspicious for weeks. Richard's phone always face down. Late meetings that did not align with his calendar. The way Eliza changed the subject when I mentioned Richard. I had dismissed it as paranoia from fertility stress. But my nurse's instinct, trained to notice tiny details, had been screaming at me. And now that instinct was about to become their worst nightmare because I knew exactly how to investigate, how to document, and how to destroy. I took Wednesday off work. I called in sick I could not face anyone. But I was not sick, I was strategic. At 8 a.m, I called a divorce attorney, Patricia Martinez, the best in Melbourne. "Mrs. Reeves," she said, calm and sharp. "Tell me what happened." I walked her through everything. The discovery. The 6 months. My sister. Patricia's tone hardened. "That is particularly cruel." She explained the basics with brutal clarity. No-fault divorce means adultery is not usually the deciding factor, but financial misconduct and concealment matter, and emotional harm can be relevant in a contested settlement. "What can I get?" I asked. "The house is yours already," she said. "We will fight for a 70-30 split of joint assets in your favour. Spousal support is possible given the circumstances." Then she said the most important line. "And Ms. Reeves, document everything." "I already started," I said. Next, I accessed our joint cloud account. Richard's phone backed up everything automatically. I found texts going back 7 months. July. Richard. "Cannot stop thinking about you." August. Eliza. "When Martha is at work tomorrow, come over." September. Eliza. "I feel guilty lying to her, but I cannot stop seeing you." October. Richard. "She is my sister. This is so wrong, but it feels so right." I downloaded every message, every photo, every incriminating word. Then I found something that made me physically ill. A group chat. Richard, Eliza, and Eliza's divorce support group friends. Eliza had been bragging about the affair. "He's so much better than her boring marriage. We have real passion." Someone asked, "Does not she suspect anything?" Eliza replied, "Martha is too trusting. She believes everything I tell her." Lol. My sister had been mocking me while sleeping with my husband. I screenshot everything and sent it to Patricia. Then I checked our bank accounts. Richard had been withdrawing cash. $500 every Friday for 6 months. Total, $13,000. He had financed the affair with our money. I built spreadsheets, timelines, evidence folders. By noon, I had a case that would destroy both of them. My phone rang. My mother. "Martha, Eliza just called me crying. She says you are being unreasonable. She says it is not what it looks like." "Mom?" I said steady. I walked in on Richard and Eliza in her bedroom. Him shirtless, her in her bra. What else could it look like? Silence. "Oh my God," my mother whispered. "It has been going on for 6 months," I said. "She has been lying to all of us." My mother started crying. "Martha, I am so sorry. Your father and I had no idea." "I know," I said. "But I need you to understand. Eliza is not the victim. She chose this for 6 months while I supported her through her divorce." "What do you need from us?" my mother asked. "Nothing," I said. "Just believe me and do not let her make excuses." "We believe you," my mother said. "We are on your side completely." That afternoon, Patricia filed the divorce papers. Richard was served at his office at 3 p.m. He called immediately. I did not answer. Text after text came through. "You actually filed. We can work through this. Please. Do not throw away 9 years. Eliza means nothing. It is over. I choose you." I responded once. "You had 6 months to choose me. You chose her every single day." Then I blocked him. At 5 p.m, I called my parents. "Can you come over? I need to show you something." They arrived within 30 minutes. I showed them everything. The texts, the photos, the timeline, the bank withdrawals. My father's face went red with rage. My mother cried openly. "What are you going to do?" my father asked. "Win," I said. "I am going to win this divorce, and I am going to make sure everyone knows exactly what they did." My father nodded. "Good. You fight. We are behind you." That evening, I posted on social media, "After 9 years of marriage, I am divorcing Richard Reeves. I discovered he has been having a 6-month affair with my younger sister, Eliza." I walked in on them together at her apartment. I added one photo. Richard and Eliza at a restaurant last month. Clearly a date, clearly intimate. I tagged them both and made it public. Within an hour, there were 200 comments. People were furious on my behalf. My phone exploded with calls. Richard, 15 missed calls. Eliza, 23 missed calls. I ignored them all. At 9 p.m, Eliza showed up at my house and pounded on the door. "Martha, open up." I did not. "Martha, you cannot post that. You are ruining my life." I opened the door. "I am ruining your life," I said. "You slept with my husband." "It is more complicated than that," she pleaded. "No, it is not," I said. "You made a choice every Tuesday for 6 months. While I sat across from you, trusting you, you were betraying me." "I am sorry," she whispered. "You never wanted to hurt me," I said. "But you did it anyway. For 6 months. That is not love, Eliza. That is cruelty." She lifted her chin, defiant. "Richard loves me. We are going to be together." "Good," I said. "You can have him. You deserve each other." And I closed the door in her face. What I discovered next was even more devastating. Richard had left his laptop at the house in his rush to leave. I opened it and found a folder labelled Future Plans. Inside were house listings, all in Eliza's price range. They had been planning to move in together. There were also fertility clinic brochures. They were planning to have a baby. While I had been struggling with infertility for 2 years, suffering through failed attempts, crying every month when it did not work. Richard had been planning a family with my sister. The betrayal had layers I was only beginning to uncover. Thursday morning, I woke up to 47 missed calls and 183 text messages. Most were supportive friends and colleagues. Some were from Richard's family. But 3 messages stopped me cold. First, from Richard's mother, Linda. "Martha, I am horrified. What Richard did is unforgivable. You are still our daughter. We love you." Second, from Richard's boss, Gregory Walsh. "Mrs. Reeves, I need to discuss something regarding Richard's conduct." Third, from a number I did not recognize. "Hi, Martha. My name is David. I am Eliza's ex-husband. We should talk." I called Linda first. "Martha, sweetheart, she said, voice shaking. I'm so sorry. Linda, you do not need to apologize, I said. I raised him, she sobbed. I must have failed somewhere. What he did to you with your own sister, it is monstrous. Thank you for saying that, I said. We are not inviting him to family events, Linda said. Not until he makes this right. You are welcome any time. Next, I called Gregory Walsh. Ms. Reeves, thank you for calling back, he said. Richard has been placed on administrative leave. Why? We received information he may have used company resources for personal affairs. The company car was logged at residential addresses during work hours. Expense reports for client dinners do not match our records. He was using company money for the affair, I said. It appears so, Gregory said. We are investigating. If confirmed, he will be terminated and asked to repay. Finally, I called David. Martha, thanks for calling back, he said. Your post about Eliza and Richard, I am not surprised. You are not. Eliza cheated on me too, multiple times, with married men. It is her pattern. Her pattern. She goes after unavailable men, married guys. Her therapist called it conquest addiction. She does not want a relationship, David continued. She wants to win. Validation. Proof she is desirable. She destroys marriages for ego. Did she ever show remorse? I asked. Never, he said. Always blamed me, said I was not attentive enough, did not make her feel special. It sounded exactly like Eliza. Do you have documentation? I asked. Everything, David said. Texts, photos, divorce papers citing adultery. Send it, I said. I am building a case. I will, he said. And Martha? Destroy her. She destroyed our marriage. She deserves everything you are planning. That afternoon, Patricia called. Martha, I have interesting news. Tell me. Richard's employer confirmed he falsified expense reports totaling $8,700. They are terminating him and demanding restitution. Good, I said. There is more, Patricia said. Richard has been renting a storage unit for 4 months. I obtained a court order to access it. You need to see what we found. I met Patricia at the storage facility. Inside the unit were furniture, dishes, decorations, and baby items. They were building a nest, planning to move in together, start a family. I picked up a tiny onesie that read, Baby's First Christmas. My eyes filled with tears. I had been trying to get pregnant for 2 years. Treatments, hope, failure, and he was buying baby clothes for a future with my sister. I'm sorry, Martha, Patricia said quietly. Do not be, I replied. Use this. Use all of it. I want them to pay for every lie. That evening, my parents came over. We confronted Eliza as a family. My mother asked, what did she say? That it is complicated, I said. That they fell in love. That sometimes these things happen. No accountability. So my parents told her the truth. She was not welcome at family events, not until she took real responsibility and apologized to me. She will never apologize, I said. Then she will never be welcome, my father replied. Later that night, I received a Facebook message from a woman named Kelia. I saw your post, she wrote. I need to tell you something about Richard. She explained that Richard had hit on her last year at a work conference. He told her his marriage was complicated, asked if she was single. She turned him down. Over the next 2 days, 4 more women contacted me. Stories from conferences, bars, gyms. Richard was not just having an affair. He was a serial cheater. And Eliza was not special. She was simply the one who said yes. I documented everything. Every woman's account. Every message. Every pattern. What destroyed Richard and Eliza's love story faster than anything I did was each other. Richard was furious that David had contacted me. He blamed Eliza for not keeping her ex-husband quiet. Eliza was furious that other women came forward, proving she was not unique. They started fighting publicly, screaming matches in car parks, arguments in cafes. The great passion they claimed was worth destroying my marriage for lasted 3 weeks after exposure. Eliza kicked Richard out. He moved in with a friend. He started drinking heavily. Meanwhile, I rebuilt. I threw myself into work, extra shifts at the hospital, helping more families, saving more kids. My colleagues were supportive and angry on my behalf. "Your own sister," one of the doctors said. "That is unforgivable." "It is," I agreed. One Friday evening, I stayed late finishing paperwork. Dr. Marcus Bennett, one of the pediatric surgeons, stopped by my station. "Martha, you okay?" "Fine, just wrapping up." "You have been working a lot of extra shifts," he said. "Want to grab coffee? I'm worried about you." I had worked with Marcus for 3 years. He was kind, competent, recently divorced. "Coffee sounds good," I said. We went to a cafe across the street. "How are you really doing?" he asked. "Honestly, some days I am fine. Other days I want to scream, but I am surviving." "I get it," Marcus said. "My divorce was brutal too." "What happened?" "My ex-wife decided marriage was too confining," he said. "Wanted to find herself. Found herself with a yoga instructor." I laughed, surprising myself. "At least it was not your brother," I said. Marcus smiled. "True, my brother is an ass, so that would have been less surprising." We talked for 2 hours. Divorce, betrayal, rebuilding. "You are handling this remarkably well," Marcus said. "I do not feel like I am." "Trust me," he said. "You are. Most people would still be in bed crying. You are working, fighting, moving forward." "I do not have a choice," I said. "You do," he replied. "You are choosing strength." Over the next month, we got coffee every Friday. Not dates, just support. But something was building. Meanwhile, the divorce moved forward. Richard's attorney tried to negotiate. "Mr. Reeves requests a 50-50 asset division." Patricia laughed. "Your client committed adultery with his wife's sister for 6 months, used marital funds for the affair, falsified expenses, and concealed information. He's lucky to get 30%. The court date was set for May. Richard tried to contact me constantly. I ignored him until one night in April. He showed up at the hospital. Security called me. "Ms. Reeves, there is a Richard Reeves here to see you. Should we let him up?" "Absolutely not," I said. "Escort him out." Richard called my phone. "Martha, please, I just want to talk." I answered, because I wanted the boundary to be unmistakable. "You were escorted out of my workplace," I said. "If you show up again, I will file for a restraining order." "I am sorry," he said. "I made a terrible mistake." "You made hundreds of choices for 6 months," I replied, "while planning a future with my sister, while I struggled with infertility. Those are not mistakes. Those are choices." Then he tried to rewrite history. "Eliza seduced me. She came on to me." "So you are blaming her now?" I said. "After destroying our marriage for her?" "It was not real," he said. "I never loved her. I love you." "You do not get to love me anymore," I said. "We are done. See you in court." I hung up. Marcus saw my face when I returned to my station. "Everything okay?" he asked. "Security said your ex was here." "He's gone," I said. "I want to get out of here." Marcus checked his watch. "I am off in an hour. Where do you want to go?" "Dinner," I said. "Real dinner, not coffee, not work friends, an actual date." I surprised myself with the word date. Marcus smiled. "Yes," he said. "Let's do it." Our first date was simple. An Italian restaurant. Wine, conversation. "I probably should not be dating yet," I admitted. "Why not?" Marcus asked. "The divorce is not final. It feels too soon." "Says who?" he said. You are allowed to move forward whenever you are ready. Am I ready? I asked. Only you can answer that, I thought, and then I nodded. I think I am. Not ready for serious, but ready for possibility. Possibility works for me, Marcus said. We dated slowly, carefully. Honest, present, kind. Everything Richard was not. And while I was building something real, Richard was spiraling. He drank heavily. He missed hearings related to restitution. Eliza started dating someone new, one of Richard's former friends, and posted about it constantly to make him jealous. They were destroying each other in real time. Then Patricia found the final bomb. Richard had hidden assets, a secret investment account worth $85,000 he never disclosed. He had committed perjury. The final divorce hearing was in late May. I walked into court with Patricia, prepared and calm. Richard sat across from me with his attorney. He looked terrible. Thinner, older, defeated. The judge reviewed the file. This is a contested divorce with allegations of adultery, financial misconduct, and recently discovered hidden assets. Miss Martinez, present your case. Patricia stood. Your Honour, the evidence is overwhelming. She presented everything. Photos, texts, bank statements, the cash withdrawals totaling $13,000, the falsified work expenses totaling $8,700. Testimony from David about Eliza's pattern. Testimony from Kellia and other women about Richard's history. Patricia concluded clear and ruthless. Mr. Reeves engaged in a 6-month affair with his wife's sister. He used marital funds to finance it. He falsified expenses. He concealed an investment account worth $85,000. He planned to start a family with the affair partner, while his wife struggled with infertility. Richard's attorney tried. Your Honour, my client made mistakes. Mistakes? Patricia cut in. This was systematic deception and perjury regarding hidden assets. The judge turned to Richard. Mr. Reeves, did you hide an investment account worth $85,000? Richard stammered. I forgot about it. You forgot about $85,000? The judge asked. Yes. I find that difficult to believe, the judge said. Then the judge asked Patricia what we were requesting. 70-30 in Mrs. Reeves's favour. The hidden assets go entirely to her as penalty, plus spousal support of $2,000 monthly for 3 years. The judge nodded. Granted. Divorce is final. Mr. Reeves, you are lucky I am not holding you in contempt for perjury. Richard stood up. Desperate. Your Honour, that is not fair. I need that money. The judge's voice was ice. You should have thought about that before you committed adultery and fraud. Sit down. Outside the courthouse, Patricia hugged me. You won completely, she said. I did, I replied. How do you feel? Free, I said. That evening, Marcus took me to dinner. Congratulations on the divorce, he said. Thank you. It is finally over. What is next? I do not know, I admitted. Rebuild, move forward, live. Marcus reached across the table. Want company while you do that? I smiled. Yes. 6 months later, Marcus and I moved in together. Nothing rushed, just steady, honest progression. He was everything Richard was not. Honest, present, kind. One night, I asked him the question that had haunted me for years. The fertility stuff, does it scare you? Marcus shook his head. No. If we have kids, great. If we do not, we will figure it out. I am here for you, not for hypothetical children. I exhaled. Like my body had been holding its breath for 2 years. A year after the divorce, I ran into Eliza at a grocery store. She looked older, tired, alone. Martha, she said quietly. I wanted to apologize, really apologize. What I did was unforgivable. It was, I said. I was selfish, she continued. I destroyed our relationship for nothing. Richard and I lasted 3 weeks after you found out. Then we hated each other. It was not love. It was ego. I know, I said. You knew? I figured it out quickly, I replied. You did not want Richard. You wanted to win. To prove you could take something of mine. Eliza started crying. You are right, I am in therapy now, working on my issues. But I know I can never fix what I broke. No, I said. You cannot. Do you think someday we could talk? She asked. Really talk? Maybe years from now, I said, when I am ready. But right now I have nothing to say to you. I understand, she whispered. I walked away and felt nothing. Richard had moved interstate. I heard he was working construction, struggling financially. Eliza was alone. Most friends had abandoned her. Family kept her at arm's length. They had both gotten exactly what they deserved. 2 years after the divorce, Marcus proposed. Simple, honest, perfect. I love you, Martha, he said. Not despite what you have been through, but because of who you are. Strong, kind, resilient. Will you marry me? Yes, I said. We got married in a small ceremony with family and close friends. Linda and Richard's father attended. You will always be our daughter, Linda told me. My parents cried happy tears. You found someone who deserves you. 3 years after the divorce, I got pregnant. Natural conception. No treatments. It just happened. Marcus cried when I told him. We are having a baby. We are, I whispered. Our daughter was born in December. Healthy, beautiful, perfect. We named her Hope because that is what she represented. A new beginning, a fresh start, a future. My name is Martha Reeves Bennett. I am 39 years old. 4 years ago, my sister warned me not to come to her apartment. I went anyway. I caught my husband and my sister together. That moment destroyed my marriage, fractured my family, and burned my trust to the ground. But it also freed me to fight for myself, to demand better, to win. Richard lost everything. His job, his reputation, 70% of our assets. Eliza lost our relationship, most of her friends, her family's trust. They destroyed each other within weeks. The great love was a lie. And me, I found real love, with someone honest, someone kind, a family I chose. I have a daughter, I have a future, I have a life. Richard and Eliza thought their affair was worth the cost. It was not. They lost everything. I gained everything. Sometimes betrayal is not the end. It is the beginning of something better. You just have to be brave enough to walk through the fire and build something beautiful on the other side.